Hi everyone, this is Carolyn Speaks, the state of our world on Saturday, October 10th, 2020. Well, how is the state of our world? Well, not very good. The coronavirus is still with us, and we don't know when it's going to leave, but it's here. Now, as of early this evening, we had 7,742,813 confirmed cases in the United States and 215,359 fatalities. People have passed away from this virus in the United States. These are U.S. numbers. World numbers are higher. I hear there's like maybe about almost a million people worldwide who have passed away from this virus, and maybe about 35 million people worldwide who have the virus. But we have 7,742,813 cases confirmed and 215,359 confirmed fatalities in the U.S. Not good. So, you have to shelter in place. You have to practice social distancing. Only go out when you have to. Wear a mask, and when you're in public, and only go out when you need to, like to the grocery store, the drugstore, the doctor. And make sure you practice that social distancing and wear a mask. And if you need a test, get a test. And it turned out positive. Quarantine yourself for whatever time is mandated. That's a safe way to go. We need to have a national, since it wasn't done in the beginning, it's not too late now, we need a nationwide lockdown. We need universal testing to test everybody. And anyone who tests positive, quarantine them, treat them, get them well, trace their contacts, any of their contacts that test positive, treat them for the illness, get them well, quarantine them, and trace their contacts, etc., and so on and so forth. Now, and testing has to be universal. We have to get a good test that'll work, and give the test for everyone, have an official department in charge of testing everybody and keeping track of the results. And we have to mandate social distancing and wearing of a mask when you're in public, otherwise it does not work. We also cannot open the schools until it's safe to do so. Better to have the children fall behind their studies than not be alive. So we need to provide whatever technical devices, computers, etc., for every student in the country, and access to high-speed internet so they can learn through virtual learning, basically through the internet. Now, that being said, we have to protect all those who are vulnerable to the virus, like healthcare workers, first responders, essential workers, farm workers, agricultural workers, those living in detention centers, jails, and prisons. Those living in nursing homes, veterans homes, assisted living homes, retirement homes. Those people are vulnerable. We have to protect them. This virus does not have an age limit, or a nationality limit, or a gender limit, or a race limit. Anybody, and everybody can get the virus. So we have to end it. Now, Trump has the virus, but he refuses to acknowledge it anymore. He says he's cured, but he refuses to tell us when he was last tested negative. He also refused to tell us what treatment he is getting. Treatment that's available to him, but to no one else. Okay. Now, that being said, this virus is a major problem here. That affects the economy, and the economy is not going to get better until we conquer the virus. We need to practice social distancing, mask mandate, etc., and test. And then we really need to make sure that's done properly and keep track of everything. And then maybe we can start reopening the country. Now, people have been out of work because of this virus. Businesses have closed. So the government needs to step in and provide everyone with a living wage so they can provide for their families, for food, for housing, and for health care. Also, we need to provide um, asylum to people who are fleeing here from countries where they're treated horribly, um, like in Latin America, Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador, and let them have an asylum hearing. That's not happening. This administration does not like immigrants, even though they're immigrants. So we need to protect those in seeking asylum, those in detention centers, those in prisons and jails. We really need to do that. We have to go after the people who are hiring those who are undocumented, who are here illegally, and that really needs to be done. Now, we also need to keep track of need for police reform. We have protests ongoing because of the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis and Breonna Taylor in murder of George Floyd by a police officer in Minneapolis and the murder of Breonna Taylor in Kentucky by detectives who broke into her home with a no-knock warrant. Now, that's a necessity. Protesting is right. Protest safely without violence. And the authorities have to keep track of those who try to infiltrate protests, those who are white supremacists who try to infiltrate protests and give the protests a bad name. You have to do that. Now, we also have an election coming up. Make sure you're registered to vote and get your ballot, mail it in if your state allows mail-in ballots. Study the issues and the candidates on your ballot. And vote. And we also have to restore the post office to its former glory. Trump and his people are trying to destroy the post office. But we're going to get it back. All right, so we have the virus. We have the post office. We have the economy. We have police violence against minorities. And we have a lot of inequality. We have a lot of homelessness. There's a moratorium on evictions for those who rent and on foreclosures for those who own, have a mortgage. And that is coming to an end because Congress has failed to pass additional legislation to protect us. Now, instead of giving a tax break to the wealthy, how about giving that money to people who need the money because they're going to spend it and make wealthy people even more wealthy. Okay, that's kind of all going on. Now, what happened this week in Michigan is truly horrible. Governor Whitmer, Democratic governor of Michigan, who has put in place policies to protect everyone from the coronavirus, including a statewide lockdown and mandate wearing of masks and social distancing, testing, all kinds of stuff. But we have right-wing groups who didn't like that, and they were protesting and complaining all the time. They did attack the State House for Michigan and bringing in guns, and law enforcement didn't do anything to stop them. Barr, U.S. Attorney General, complains about the people protesting against police violence, but he didn't do anything to speak out or help the people in Michigan against these militia groups that were invading the State House, Michigan State House, because they didn't like the policies. Now, so we really have a double standard here, definitely. Now, it's you should, if you're elected to seek public office, you're out there to serve, and these people who are trying to attack you, they're not serving anyone except themselves. And we also, I believe, in Michigan, there was the Voss family, DeVos, very wealthy family. I believe they earned their money through Amway, and they're very right-wing, and one of them is Betsy DeVos is the Secretary of Education, and she wants to privatize education, get rid of public education. So we do have a lot of issues, and time to get going. this country keeps fighting over Iran, a country in the Middle East, and it wants putting sanctions on Iran. What did Iran do? Yet they treat other countries like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, all dictators. So they treat their people, especially women, horribly, and they're all picking on Iran. Don't know why. Very, very strange situation. I don't believe Iran is the enemy. They don't say anything about the fact that Israel treatment to the Palestinians. A lot of Palestinians in jail. They have an apartheid wall in Israel. Separates the West Bank from Israel. And also, people in Gaza are basically locked in. So, not a good situation at all. Okay, now, staying with that topic of our policies with Israel, Israel is having trouble with the virus. They are not managing it well. The leader of Israel is similar to the leader here, Trump, and Russian leader and the leader of Turkey and Saudi Arabia, etc. Not democratic leaders at all. Far from it. When we give lots of money in aid to Israel, very little money to the Palestinians. I don't know why. Not very fair at all. Well, okay, we have the virus, we have to deal with it, and we'll conquer it. But in the meantime, we have to stay safe and stay safe, protect yourself and others. Now, how about a little song? Okay. Alright, there's a song I like to attempt to sing. It's an old song, written by the Paul Simon Garfunkel. I think it was written by Paul Simon, and they recorded it. And it's called Bridge Over Troubled Waters. So let us give us a little try here. When you're weary, feeling small, da, 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 I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will lay me down. Okay, now that is some of that. There's more words. I have to go and learn the rest of the words. But basically is, when you're weary, feeling small, and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled waters, I will ease your mind. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by, your time to shine. Da-da. Okay, obviously I'm not doing too well. I have to go and relearn that song. Alright, now, stay safe, take care of yourself and others. And remember, kindness goes a long way, kindness goes a very long way. Thank you very much for joining us this evening, Saturday, October 10, 2020, for a meeting of Caroline Speaks, the State of the World. I'll be back again tomorrow evening. Stay safe. Thank you. Good night.